What's up everyone, and welcome to another Bitcoin market update. In these videos you will learn how to use technical analysis to forecast price movements in your favorite cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and others, and also see where we are looking to buy and sell these crypto assets ourselves. So let's get into it here with Bitcoin on the weekly time frame. So we have this bounce occurring here off of the light blue level that we started talking about back here in February. This level has indeed held for a nice bounce here so far. So for the people that were buying the dip here on the body of the candle here, up to where we currently stand, it is already about a 14% gain. So congratulations to those bulls that bought that dip down there at the weekly support level. Now it is a matter of, can we push the price up to this R2 weekly pivot up here at about 46,500. And then if we can do that, really what we're looking for, if we're a bull here and we're looking for the trend to continue, what we're going to need is this bounce to occur right here. We're going to have to form a lower high, because it's very unlikely that we're just going to rise all the way up to pass this all-time high. Then we're going to have to come down again, but this time when we come down again, we're going to have to form a higher low above this one right here that we just formed at 29,100, and then we're going to have to go up with a higher high above the high that we set here. Now if we can do that, then the trend is back on the weekly time frame, at least the trend is back in the bull's favor, and we are in a weekly bull trend, and then we can go back into potentially new all-time high territory over the next several months. So that's what we're looking for on the weekly time frame. This is really the main resistance level. This is the main support level. And so we're looking for the potential weekly lower high to be set somewhere, I would say, somewhere in between the R1 and the R2. We're already in the kind of the mid area of that zone, but this is likely to be very strong resistance for us if we do end up getting into that, because it's right near what I'll show you on the 3-day time frame here, which is our main resistance zone, which is this gray zone. So this gray zone right here was our support level here twice before we broke through it here. So now when we come back into it, if we do, this will be strong resistance, and so that zone starts at about 47,000 and goes up to well, I think it actually is, yeah, it's $47,100 roughly, up to about $52,500. So now if we, sorry, I forgot I was still on the brush. So now if we go to the daily time frame and we look at the daily time frame here, you can see our first major resistance is going to be this daily pivot zone right here, which is at about 42K. So this was the ultimate target for this trade right here that I talked about over the past several days. You can see today we've had some nice follow through after yesterday's bullish engulfing candlestick there. So this was the zone that we longed, that I longed at least, on this bear trend right here. So we had a high, low, lower high, lower low, 2 candlesticks closing below our white candlestick right here. We closed 2 candlesticks above that. Boom, we retest it right here. We wick below it, but I didn't get stopped out here because I had my stop loss below a 6-hour support level. And then we're off to the races. And so now this trade has already yielded about 14.5% on spot. So it's about 30% with 2x leverage, and obviously more with the higher leverage that one might use. An interesting development here that just occurred today is we are now operating above this gray resistance zone that we have not, we wicked it above it here, but since we closed 2 candlesticks below it here, we've rejected off of this level 2 times. And then as I said on this setup, I said it's likely that the third test, it will not hold, because of the fact that as a resistance zone gets tested, it weakens. So every time that this zone gets tested here, it's weaker. The first test is the strongest, so this was the short opportunity here that I talked about on this channel. This ended up playing out. I did not personally take this myself, but this was a trade possibility. You can see that played out very nicely here. Subsequently, we tested again here, rejected it one more time, and now we're operating above it. So if we get 2 candle closes above this gray zone, this will turn into a support zone that we can potentially long on a retest. So what we could see is today's daily candle close, somewhere around where it's at now. Tomorrow's daily candle go up to this pivot zone here and wick into it, and then the next day, we close above the gray zone tomorrow, and then the next day we come back and test this level, and then maybe we go up, continue going up from there. So we'll see what we end up getting, but right now the most interesting development is that we potentially might change the trend back to the bull's favor today. And the way we know that is just the bull trend here with our low, high, higher low, and then higher high. We had yesterday's candle close above the high, and now we need today's candle to close above the high as well. If we do close today's candle above the high, this black candle will become a very strong support level for price if we do end up coming back down and retesting that zone at some point in time. So that's an important point to keep in mind. Let's go to the lower time frames. If we look at the 4-hour time frame, here's an interesting development. We have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 4-hour candles in a row without one retest of any of these levels. So as we've gone up, this was our level that we talked about yesterday. This candlestick right here, I don't have my magnet on. You can see that we're pretty far away from this entry now. So now I'm not looking for this entry anymore. So now I can just get rid of that because likely we're not going to get back to that zone relatively soon. We'll see what happens in the coming days. But this is the zone now that I'm watching. So we had some resistance yesterday. I posted the video when we were on this 4-hour candlestick right here, and we wicked above these highs right here, closed below it, but then had no follow through from the bears, and we just kept pumping. So this is a really good sign for the bulls. These 3 4-hour candlesticks are very good news for the bulls. If this 4-hour candlestick that we're on now closes above this gray zone, this is going to be the area that I'm going to look to go long on a retest. So we'll see what we end up getting here in the next roughly 4 hours. But I would like to see this candlestick close above this gray zone. That'll make this zone a very nice, strong support zone for the bulls to potentially bounce off of and then go up to the R1. So what this might look like in practice is we take our long position tool here, we put this on our support zone, we pull this up to our the bottom of the support zone, and then we pull this up to our resistance zone that we're going to go long to, which is roughly the $42,000 level that's on that daily pivot that we talked about, and this is going to be the target. So it's 6.86% on spot, about 3.76 risk reward, so that's right in a solid range for me personally. I really like those types of trades, and we'll see what we end up getting. Still holding that daily long from down here, and we'll see if we can get that final target here. I took a bit more profit today on this rise in price, and now we can just see if we can hit that final target around 42K. It's at this point, you just let the rest ride. You push the stop loss up. If we close this 4-hour candlestick above this gray level, what I'll then do is I will move my stop loss for the daily trade that I'm in up to below this level, because if we break below that, then in my opinion we're not going to be bullish in the short term at least. So let's see what we get on that. Last thing I will mention is the Ichimoku cloud. So yesterday we talked about this. We've finally broken above the cloud for the first time since I think it was May 14th or something, May 12th. So it's been quite some time. You can see we've had this sustained downtrend with the cloud being red for quite some time, and now it just recently flipped to being green, which is a great sign for the bulls. And the price is operating above. The Tenkin is above the cloud as well. So now we're almost in the most bullish scenario. Now what we need to go into the most bullish scenario is we need the red line here, the Kijun, to cross above the cloud. So it needs to go above this area right here. If we get that, that is a really good sign for bullish continuation higher, and that might be the kick that Bitcoin needs to push it up to this potentially $4,000 or $47,000 level. So that's what we got today, folks. If you like this video, give it a like down below and subscribe for future educational content around cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. And if you haven't already, check out our global Leutheria Telegram channel that you can join for free with the link in the description below. This is where you can collaborate with crypto enthusiasts, traders, investors, hackers, and people from around the world. And you can bounce ideas off of them, get your questions answered, learn about new interesting projects and topics in the crypto economy, and really take more advantage of the crypto economy and get the full value out of it. So we have members from over 12 different countries already. It's very exciting to see this community growing and really providing a lot of value to our members. So check that out. And if you're interested in learning more about technical analysis and these videos are not cutting it for you, I really encourage you to check out our beginner technical analysis course. This is going to help you if you're getting involved in the cryptocurrency space and trying to trade and invest in these crypto assets and you'd like to generate consistent income doing that. This course is going to be really helpful for you in laying down those foundational elements that you need to get started. So check that out. You can currently get 20% off that course at Leutheria.com. There's also a link for that in the description below. And until tomorrow, onward and upward.